If you've been following the real estate market because you're thinking about selling your home, you know it has been an incredibly competitive seller's market, and you may be thinking about selling your home yourself without a real estate agent. Listen, I get it. I'm big on DIY, and the real estate agent commissions are a huge part of the cost of selling your home. This video will walk you through the process from list to close. Hey, I'm Heather Matthias with Haven Real Estate Group here in Spokane, Washington, and you may be wondering why in the world a real estate agent would teach a homeowner how to sell their home on their own. My fellow brokers and I have been on the buying side of many for sale by owner deals, and in just about all of them, we wish that the sellers had been better informed. But because we represent the buyer's interests, we can't help them. Plus, if you change your mind, you know who to call first. I've also created a comprehensive guide that you can download in the description below for more information, as well as a list of recommended resources. Okay, the first step in selling your home is to determine your list price. Many homeowners tend to overvalue what their home is worth, and overpricing is absolutely one of the costliest mistakes you can make when selling your home. There's several ways you can go about determining the price of your home. You can pay for an appraisal, which at the time of this video in the Spokane market runs between $700 and $1,200. Also, of course, most real estate listing agents will put together a comparative market analysis for you for free. However, not all real estate agents are created equal, so I would suggest you meet with at least 3 before committing to a price. One thing to remember is that the goal of these agents in pretty much every case is to win your listing, not give you free information. So keep that in mind when you're reviewing their analysis. It's important to thoroughly evaluate the market to determine your market value. Be aware that right now, while I'm recording this video, we are in the midst of a market shift because of rising interest rates. So depending on your list price, buyer demand for your property can vary widely. Here locally in Spokane, a house under $300,000 is going to have a very different level of competition than a house over $700,000. Properties that are priced right from the beginning typically sell for more in the end. If you price your home too high, your home runs the risk of staying on the market longer. The longer a home stays on the market, the less it's going to be shown, and the more buyers are going to start to wonder if there's something wrong with your property. Your listing attracts the most interest when it first comes on the market, so it is crucial to price it correctly initially. Okay, getting your home ready to sell is one of the best things you can do to get top dollar for your home in any market. The basics when it comes to getting your home ready to sell are to address any deferred maintenance issues, definitely deep clean, and declutter your home. In addition to getting your home cleaned up, you want to think about how to stage it for photos and showings, and you also want to have a plan in place for how and when you're going to show your home to prospective buyers. An experienced listing agent has the tools, network, and strategies to get your home in front of as many buyers as possible. When selling your home yourself, you can use some of these strategies to gain the attention of qualified buyers and attract competitive offers. My first tip is to hire a professional photographer. Online photos and video are the first chance most buyers will have to see your home. When I'm the list agent for a home, my goal is always to work to create an emotional connection with buyers that's going to give my sellers negotiating leverage throughout the transaction. Great photos and video are the first chance to create that connection. So hiring a professional photographer is money well spent. My next tip for marketing your home is to write an engaging listing description. Another opportunity to connect with potential buyers is through your listing description. This is the next thing buyers will look at after the photos. Your listing description should include the basics like the number of bedrooms and bathrooms and square footage, as well as call attention to some of the best features and recent improvements of your home. All right, let's talk about listing your home. You want to list your home where folks are going to be looking. Zillow is hands down the most popular home search site and is probably top of mind when you're thinking about selling your home yourself. I've got a few other sites to consider in the description below. These sites are specifically for homeowners selling their own homes and also have information about the required legal documents and disclosures you're going to need. Another thing you may want to consider is using a flat fee MLS listing service. The MLS is where realtors list their properties, and those automatically publish out to Zillow, Redfin, Realtor.com, all the ancillary sites that pick up that feed. One thing to know that if you're going to use that, there is a fee for getting it listed, and to be in there, you do need to be offering a commission to the buyer's agent. Another thing I want to remind you of as you're going through the documents that need to be listed with your home is make sure you don't sign anything that you don't fully understand. Hiring a local real estate attorney to help you with your closing can be worth its weight in gold and is definitely worth the investment. Another thing you want to think through at the beginning of this process is how much you want to pay for a buyer's realtor, if anything. Realtors are not required to show their buyers homes that don't have a commission attached to it. And if it's not specified, this will probably be the first question they ask you when they call on behalf of their buyers. So it's a good idea to have that answer prepared beforehand. You also want to make sure you order a preliminary, preliminary commitment for title insurance from a local title company. This will let you know ahead of time if there's any issues you need to address with title, and also provide you with the legal description that needs to be signed by all parties in order to have a valid contract in the state of Washington. Okay, let's talk about how to handle showings. It's best to have a plan in place well before your home is listed for how you're going to handle showings. I always advise my sellers that it's better for them not to be present during showings if that's at all possible. Make sure you have a plan in place for where pets and children will be during the showings to make sure you communicate when your home will be available in your listing description. I know showing your home can be incredibly invasive, but keep in mind, the more people who tour your home, the more likely you will be to get that great offer you're hoping for. You also want to make sure that you're only showing your home to qualified buyers. Even though you want to maximize your home's exposure, you don't want to do it at the expense of your safety. Be sure to keep a record of the names and contact information of anyone who will be touring your home. And let prospective buyers know in your listing description that offers must be submitted with a pre-qualification letter and/or proof of funds. Another thing to keep in mind is that while it may be tempting and reassuring to have recording equipment present during the showings, it is illegal in the state of Washington to record someone without their knowledge and consent. Let's talk about reviewing offers. When an offer comes in, it can be so exciting. It can also be overwhelming, especially if there are many offers coming in. One thing it's critical to keep in mind is that the buyer's agents do not work for you, they work for the buyer and have a fiduciary duty to their clients. What I'm saying right now is do not tell your secrets to the buyer's agent, no matter how friendly and helpful they are. This is another situation where you want to have a plan beforehand for how you're going to handle these offers. If I'm the buyer's agent and I know you're desperate to sell your house because you got a new job and already bought another house and you haven't had an offer, how do you think I'm going to use that information when it comes to negotiating? Now, I'm not just talking about the offer. When I write the offer, I'm trying to win. Once we're under contract, however, there are several more opportunities to negotiate, and you don't want to give me any extra leverage at, say, the inspection, or if we have a low appraisal. The simplest strategy for multiple offers is to just communicate clearly to everyone. Let them know when offers are due and when you'll be reviewing. It can also be helpful to disclose anything you really want in the offer, like delayed possession for time to move, or an additional down payment if there's a low appraisal, are two of the popular ones in our market right now. When I'm reviewing offers with my sellers, one thing I like to remind them of is that while we are looking for the most lucrative offer, we also want the one that's the most likely to get us to closing without drama. If I know that the buyer's lender has a terrible reputation for not making their closing dates, or there are contingencies in the offer that make it shaky, I will frequently advise my clients to take that into consideration. Getting a huge, generous offer is great, but if you end up having to go back on market because they got caught up in a bidding war and decide to walk at inspection, hopefully you had the foresight to put someone in backup position and they haven't already bought another house. Is this sounding like a marathon yet? Because accepting an offer is just the beginning of the process. Once you've accepted an offer, there's several contingencies and timelines you're going to need to navigate prior to closing. I've included a timeline tracker in my for sale by owner guide that you can access from the description below, because there's many dates and timelines from the contingencies in the contract that you're going to want to keep track of. Whew. This was a long video, but I really want you to have a clear idea of what's involved in selling your home on your own so that you can be prepared for what you're signing up for and what effort you're trading for that list agent commission. If this sounds like more work than you want to take on, or you just want to talk through pricing strategy, don't hesitate to reach out to me directly. And don't forget to download a copy of my free for sale by owner guide that I've linked to in the description below.